Hello students, uh, welcome to module number 3 in energy engineering. In this we are discussing in this video we are discussing about solar energy, and in particular this is session 2 where we are going to discuss about the terminologies of solar radiation, various terminologies used in solar radiation. Before going to study about how solar energy is utilized for our various application, we should know what are the various terminologies used in this, in particularly the solar energy, and how solar radiation can be measured. Okay, so in this aspect, we will first see the first terminologies, that is irradiance, that you already studied in. Heat transfer subject where where while you are studying about radiation, you studied about irradiance. The term irradiance is defined as the measure of power density of sunlight received at a location on the earth and is measured in terms of watt per meter square. So irradiation is defined as the measure of power density of sunlight received at a location on the earth and is measured in watt per meter square, so irradiance is a power per unit area which is incident from all direction in a onto a surface onto a surface that coincides with the base of the object, base of the hemisphere. Okay, so that is about irradiance. It is generally denoted by the symbol H or EI. EI is equal to integration of Li cos theta I into d omega I. Okay. So next we will study about solar constant. The sun is a, we know that the sun is a large sphere of hot gases, or very hot gases. The heat being generated by various kinds of fusion reactions. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, its diameter is 1.39 into 10 to the power and 6 kilometer, while that of the earth is 1.27 into 10 to the power 4 kilometer. The mean distance between the earth and sun is almost about 1.50 into 10 to the power 8 kilometer. So although the sun is large, it subtends at an angle of only about 32 minutes at the earth's surface. So this is because it is also a very large distance. So thus the beam radiation received from the sun on the earth is almost parallel. Okay, so the brightness of the sun varies from its center to its edge. Understood? It's a center to edge. So however, for some engineering design calculation, it is customary to assume the brightness all over the solar disk as uniform, or it is uniformly distributed. So as a viewed from the earth, the radiation coming from the sun appears to be essentially equivalent to that which is coming from the black surface at 5762 degree Kelvin, 5762 degree Kelvin. Okay, so the rate at which solar energy which receives at the top of the atmosphere is called as solar constant. Okay, so solar constant is defined as the energy received from the sun per unit time on a unit area of surface perpendicular to the propagation of sun or propagation of radiation at the top of the atmosphere and at the Earth's mean distance from the sun. So, solar constant is defined as the energy received from the sun per unit time on a unit area of surface perpendicular to the direction of propagation of radiation at the top of the atmosphere and at the sun's main distance from the sun. Okay, so this is the amount of energy received in unit time on a unit area perpendicular to the sun's direction at the mean distance of the earth from the sun. Okay, so because of the sun's distance and activity vary throughout the year, the rate of the arrival of solar radiation varies accordingly. Okay, so the this solar constant is thus an average from which the actual value vary up to about 3% in either direction. Okay, so this variation is not important, however, for most practical purposes, but according to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration NASA standard, value for the solar constant expressed in three common units as follows. Okay, that is World Radiation Center. Uh, it is kilowatts per square meter or watt per square meter. Okay, so the value is about 1367 watt per meter square. Okay, so this distance between the earth and sun varies a little through a year. Because of this variation, extraterrestrial flux also varies. Okay, thus earth is closest to the sun in the summer and farthest away in the winter. Okay, so that's about solar constant. Next important terminology is latitude or angle of latitude phi. So you can able to see the sketch where you can able to make out three angles, del, phi and omega, with respect to sun rays and Earth's equatorial plane. Okay, so the latitude is the angle between line drawn from the point on the Earth's surface to the center of the Earth and Earth's equatorial plane. So it is nothing but angle between a line drawn from a point on the Earth's surface to the center of the Earth and Earth's equatorial plane. It is denoted by phi, whereas declination means it is defined as the angular displacement of the sun from the plane of the Earth's equator. So it is positive when declination is measured above the equatorial plane in the northern hemisphere, or otherwise its value is negative. The declination can be approximately determined by, from the equation del is equal to 23.45 sine 360 divided by 365 into 284 plus n, where n is the number of days. Okay, then hour angle omega, the hour angle at any moment is angle through which the earth must turn to bring the meridian of the observer directly in line with the sun rays. So you can able to see sun rays falling on earth, and where our angle is angle at any moment through which the earth must turn to bring the meridian of the observer directly in line with the sun rays. So as we know that angular displacement of the sun towards east or west is called as local meridian. So the earth completes rotation in 24 hours for a day in its own axis. So thus 1 hour corresponds to 15 degrees of rotation. So let us we will see more about the declination del. So you can able to see this sketch where we saw the definition of the declination is the angular distance of the sun rays north or south of the equator. It is an angle between a line extending from the center of the sun to the center of the earth and the projection of this line upon the earth's equatorial plane. So this is the direct consequence of a tilt, and it would vary. It would vary between 23.5 degree on June 22nd to 23.5 degree on December 22nd. Okay, it will vary between June to December. At the time of winter, or winter solstice, it is the Latin. At the time of sorry at the time of winter solstice, the sun rays would be 23.5 degrees south of the earth's equator, so that's why it is the negative value 23.5 degree. And at the time of summer solstice, the sun rays would be 23.5 degree north of the earth's equator, that's why it is positive. Okay, at the equinox the sun's declination would be 0 always. Okay, so zero, and zero value will you will get at equinox September and March. I hope it is clear. So figure shows approximately the variation of sun's declination throughout the year. Actually, the declination varies from year to year slightly. The value of for a middle year between two consecutive leap year may be used. Okay, so it is 0 on to the equinox days of March 22nd and September 22nd, as I said, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so the declination in degrees for a given day may be calculated from the equation what I mentioned earlier. Del is equal to 23.45 sine 360 divided by 365 into 284 plus n, where n is the day of the year. For example, if it is June 21st, 1988 is the uh, uh, or June 21st is the 173. Yeah, the value of n is equal to 173 for June 21st. How to be calculated? It is to be it is on 1988. So you have to consider January 31st, and during it is a leap year, that's why in February 29 days will come. So the 31st plus 29, then March 31st, April 30, May 31st, and June 21. So 31 plus 29 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 21, so totally it will come n is equal to 173. Okay, next about hour angle, meridian and hour angle. Meridian is the imaginary line passing through a point or plane on the earth, and north no, no, on earth, north and south poles of the earth. Okay, so the hour angle is through which the earth must turn to bring the meridian of a point directly in line with the sun rays. The hour angle is equivalent to 15 degree per hour. It is measured from noon based on the local solar time, LST, local solar time. Okay, or local apparent time, LAT, being positive in the morning and negative in the afternoon. Okay, the term LST will be defined a bit later. It is the angle measured in the Earth's equatorial plane between the projection and the projection of a line from the center of the sun to the center of the earth. Okay, so our angle is the angle through which the earth must turn to bring meridian of the point directly in line with the sun's rays. The hour angle of a point on earth surface is the angle through which the earth would turn to bring the meridian, the point directly under the sun. So at the solar noon, the hour angle is 0, morning negative and afternoon positive, depends on the rotation. And the hour angle express the time of the day with respect to solar noon. So 1 hour time is represented by 360 by 24 or 15 degrees of our angle. Okay, so the angle is taken with the minus sign if the point is eastward of the meridian plane, with the plus sign if the point is westward of the meridian plane. Okay, so next terminology is about angle of altitude or solar altitude. Okay, inclination angle which is called as alpha. So you can able to see in sketch. It is a vertical angle between a projection of the sun rays on the horizontal plane and the direction of sun rays which is passing through the point, so that you can understand. It is a vertical angle between the projection of the sun rays on the horizontal plane and the direction of sun rays passing through the point. It is represented by alpha. Then zenith angle, it is a complementary angle of sun's altitude. Okay, angle, it is vertical angle between sun rays and a line perpendicular to the horizontal plane through the point, that is the angle between the beam from the sun and the vertical. Okay, so theta z is equal to 5 by 2 minus alpha. Then the solar azimuth angle, omega gamma s, it is the solar angle in degrees along the horizon east or west of north, or it is a horizontal angle measured from the north to the horizontal plane of the sun rays. This angle is positive with measured westwise. Okay, then solar azimuth angle gamma, it is the angle of the deviation of the uh, normal to the surface from the local meridian, or the 0 point being south east positive or west negative. Okay, so it is the angle in the horizontal plane between line due south or the horizontal projection of the normal to the inclined plane surface or collector. It is taken as positive when measured from the south towards. Okay, then angle of incidence theta I is the angle between sun rays incident on the plane surface to and normal to that surface. Then slope or tilt angle beta. So it is the angle between the inclined plane surface under consideration and the horizontal. Okay, it is the angle between inclined plane surface or collector under consideration and the horizontal. So angle made by the plane surface with the horizontal. It is taken to be positive for the surface sloping towards south and negative for surface sloping towards north. Okay, so then day length at the time of sunrise or sunset, the zenith angle uh, theta z is equal to 90 degree. So substituting this in equation, we will get omega cos omega s is equal to sin phi sin del cos phi cos del, which is equal to minus tan phi tan del. Okay, so omega s is equal to cos inverse of minus tan phi tan del. So you will get since 15 degree of our angle are equivalent to 1 hour, the day length is given by Td is equal to 2 omega by 15, or Td is equal to omega 2 by 15 to cos inverse of minus tan phi tan del. Okay.